Here's the voice of the Cougs, Matt Chesina.
We are live here at Zeppo's. It is that time of the week. Great to see everybody. It is a snowy evening here on the Palouse. Forecasted for like 10 inches here tonight in eastern Washington on the Palouse. As Kyle has just entered Zeppo's here. We'll get him on headset. It is the Cougs coming up. Only one game this week, and that's because it is the rivalry week. It's the Cougs and the Huskies. On Sunday, George Raveling will be put up to the rafters. We'll be honoring Coach Raveling, and we will get after Washington on Sunday at 3 o'clock. It's a 2:30 airtime and a 3 p.m. tip as Coach joins us here from the snow. It is full-on basketball season when you got the early February snow.
I like it.
In the thick of it. Okay, let's get right to questions. Here's why.
Jeez, well, how much did I miss?
No,
you went early on me, I think.
No, we're right on time. It
was a little early. It was a little before 6, wasn't it?
I think we're right on the nose. I think we're.
I showed my inexperience from driving through the snow.
Well,
I gotta be honest.
It's that Pullman traffic. You know what I mean? It's that Pullman.
I was not going to lie to you. Didn't know which way to go on Stadium Way. And it's like there's traffic going down the one way. There really is going through campus.
Yeah. You got to. Well,
I made a mistake. I'm just going to leave it at that.
It's all good. It's all good. So here's why. What happened was we actually didn't get to all the questions because more kept coming in last show. And so we actually didn't get them all, and especially on Twitter. So let's
go.
Let's go. If you're here to Zeppo's, we'll get right to the write-ins, and then we'll talk ball after that.
All right, perfect.
Okay, so Dave wants to know.
Okay.
And there's something going on here. This is a theme. This is a trend. I want to spend more time with my sister-in-law Joyce. Now, this is like the third week we've heard of Joyce. Joyce, you may have said Joyce might be superstitious. I think you said
I like it.
Joyce couldn't. I think you said Joyce couldn't come to Beasley because she was superstitious, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't recall that.
No.
I don't discourage anyone from coming to Beasley.
I mean, I
don't discourage. So if I did, I take it back.
Okay, so Joyce is that dovetails well. So Dave says, I figure this game weekend would be perfect. Please help me talk her into coming over. So can Joyce come back now?
Well, probably Arizona took the jinx off. So
good.
We've reset. We've reset. I know we had a little home mojo there, but we've reset. It's time to get the Apple Cup, get this one done. Yeah. It's good excuse to come in.
All right, well, there you go.
Let's go, Joyce.
All right, question from Diane and Tommy. I think we know the answer to this now. Is Gervais going to stay number one all season? Clay's jersey. Is he going to keep the number?
Oh, yeah, I think it has a deal. He's been pretty adamant he's going to get to keep it.
How did that go between – did Clay –
I don't know, but before Clay showed up, he's like, no, Coach, I already got it for the year. I said, all right. I was like, I willingly would have grabbed it. No offense, Gervais, but I always said, like, hey, what do you need, Clay?
I'm kind of curious if Clay had come in and been, like, taken off. If what Gervais –
No, he's too good a guy.
Yeah.
He really is. There's another tweet out there about – he said, no matter what uniform I'm wearing, I'm always a Coug.
Isn't that awesome? Yeah.
Nah, he's the best.
That's awesome.
He would never do that to someone, to be honest.
Apparently, and Diane and Tommy, they say apparently fans had these like scorecards in the stands, and they want them back. So they just there you go.
Give them.
They want the scorecards.
Okay,
all right,
that's easy.
That's done.
Easy.
That was done.
All right, what else we got?
All right, we got Jeff. With all your past,
is this Pollard?
I doubt it, but that'd be great. I highly doubt. No, it's Jeff right over here. Jeff's right over here.
All right, Jeff.
Jeff wants to know, with all your past coaching experience, do other schools have this format of radio show? Now, be gentle in your answer here.
No, this is by far the best.
Oh, great. There we go.
So there
That's
you go.
Great.
There's never a doubt. There was USF. You know what? They did kind of on the backside of the radio show.
Yeah, what they do? We'll take suggestions. What are they doing in San Francisco? What are the Dons doing?
Trivia.
Well, we do.
I just bar trivia. So like they spot up the tables. We'd get going. We do like a real like bar trivia. Like if you're really a true Office fan, you like The Office?
Love The Office. The British one. I don't know as well. I don't know as well.
Say you got it. You're not an Office. You don't get it.
I know it, but I don't really know. I mean, I love Rivalry is Ricky Gervais.
If you got that, then you'd understand what.
Well, what did they do? What kind of trivia did they do that?
It's like official stuff. Like you can't. The phone's away. One of those deals. That. Yeah. It's like
we could formalize it, make it strict.
But that'd be 2-hour commitment, maybe a 3-hour commitment. It ends up being a full long Tuesday night.
So let me get this straight. So you go to a coach's show at like an establishment in San Francisco.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Stadium Pub, I believe.
Okay.
Stadium, pub or bar, whatever.
Stadium. Okay, all right. And you would stay for like 3 hours after to do.
Not always, but
2 hours.
I did it occasionally.
Incredible.
We'd have some other people. We made it more of a variety show.
I love it.
It was more like Conan O'Brien or something like that.
I love it.
Or Fallon. Yeah, I started doing some.
That's a high bar. That is.
I know. People didn't know I have musical talent.
Do you have musical talent?
Yeah, ukulele.
No, like for real?
No.
You don't.
That's straight lying to you. No musical talent.
Jeff also says, P.S. Thank you for making WSU basketball fun again. So Jeff,
great.
There you go.
More than welcome.
Yep.
All right.
Fantastic. Ron just says 2 words, Apple Cup of the Hardwood. He is excited for this Sunday. Big game.
Statement. Great, Ron.
Yep. He did put a question mark on it. I'm not sure what the question is, but we're just going to plow through.
I like it.
We're going to roll with it. We'll talk. Okay. This is an anonymous question. This is a great question. As the tournament approaches, which game would you most want to go back in time to watch?
Were we talking NCAA tournament?
I think you mean probably NCAA tournament. Yeah,
like an old NCAA tournament
game
I'd like to watch.
Do you have like a game that you?
You know what? I just remember I couldn't watch this one again. It was the 1983 finals, which was Houston versus NC State. That one's I know exactly. I literally hit my back when the Lorenzo Charles put in that. So that one's out.
Okay.
But I would like. It's a weird game though because the Villanova Georgetown game.
Yep.
You're probably too young.
I've seen video.
Yeah, but it was like at the time it was just such like Georgetown was this Goliath. I mean, they were Patrick Ewing and they were just this force and they're intimidating. And this Villanova squad was ragtag bunch and they played in the same league and just kind of got to go in the tournament. A guy named Harold Jensen, who may never played after Villanova, but he had like 16 in the final. And it was just such they had to shoot like 74% to win. It was like the perfect game ever pitched. Well, yeah, I think it was 85, 84.
Yeah, 85, 84, 85. Yeah,
85.
Yeah, I think so. I want to go back and see. I want to see Elo's 83 team, and I want to see that tournament. I know they won the first round. They beat Weber State, I think it is, and then lost to Ralph Sampson and Rick Carlisle and Virginia. Yeah, and they lost by like 2. They were down 4 late and came back.
It was such a different world back then because I was in Houston. That was 83.
Yeah,
so I was about 14 years old. Into basketball, but you just didn't get a chance to see. And I had no knowledge of Washington State, what it was, or who was playing, and you didn't see him till the NCAA tournament.
Right.
And I remember watching Elo going like, "Who's that?"
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then he was from Lubbock.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, "He's a Texas guy," and like, how would he end up at Washington State?
Right,
Probably should be a Red Raider.
Yeah, he was gonna be. He was gonna.
He was.
He has a whole story.
He was
gonna be a Red Raider. It's a great story. And then he wound up
flipped it.
Well, he saw He met Coach Raveling. He met Coach Raveling at a camp. And I forget exactly.
That's how Guy Williams ended up here too. Is like the U.S.
U.S.
Olympic,
like a camp.
It was Olympic trials or something. And
Coach Raveling was going around snagging the best players. Yeah,
he never stopped recruiting.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
no, that's good. He obviously. I'm excited to have him this weekend because everyone says what a charismatic guy, and I've met him through the business and that. But when he was up here and just how he turned this thing and got it going, and pretty special deal. And everyone says the same thing. I was more impressed by people I meet that are like 35, 45 that went to the camp.
Yeah.
I used to, people from Oregon, I'd go 7 hours every week, go to Coach Raveling's camp. So I got my work cut out there.
I can't wait to ask him, and I think I'm going to get a chance to talk to he'll be at practice, I think, on Saturday. And I want to talk to him about the MLK speech. You know, the video of that speech. I mean, he's
standing back
right
there.
next to him.
Yeah,
he's right there, and he gets the speech. He has the speech.
Brilliant.
It's incredible. It is incredible.
Got a piece of history.
That's amazing.
No.
And the way he wove to get to be right there on the stage there is awesome.
That is pretty cool.
It is really cool.
I mean, he obviously had a sense of the moment, but I imagine that time you're probably like, this is a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
But now, whatever, 60 years later, to be what a humongous deal.
I want to know what it was like looking out at the Washington Monument and seeing all the people and what did the speakers sound like? Like, what was that like?
Could anyone hear it?
Could you hear it? Yeah, could you hear it? Like, what was that like?
You ever been to a concert?
I mean,
you ever hear the lyrics?
But not
that's what I'm saying.
60 years.
He had the most important piece. Like he has the written words.
He has got it. Yeah,
actually, it's pretty special.
It really is. It really is. So it's going to be super fun. I can't wait for that on Saturday. Okay, so Dave asks, I'm not much into fashion, but there are some horrible color combinations out there. Any come to your mind? Now, I have a sneaking suspicion.
I got an obvious one.
Dave is something going on at
purple and gold.
There you go.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
You'd be caught dead in that. I mean, that was a softball Dave threw.
So.
I like that.
I think
Good job,
that's
Dave.
what Dave was going for. That's
Good
pretty
job,
funny.
Dave.
All right, I wanted to make sure to get questions in.
Okay.
Let's take a break and talk a little bit of basketball. We'll talk. We'll go to Twitter questions.
We'll do basketball all the time. We could
go. Well, that's true. We could skip basketball. That's true. That's true too. That's true too. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. We're live here at Zeppo's talking all kinds of things with Coach Smith.
Chazanow.
Back here live at Zeppo's, we are talking ball, talking all kinds of things here as always with Coach Kyle Smith. For the world's most refreshing beer, 21 means 21. Celebrate responsibly with Coors Light, Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Now, yesterday, and this is the behind the curtain peek here on the life of a basketball coach. You were where, coming, going to, and from. What were you doing yesterday?
No, I'll give you the full skinny.
Yeah, give me the deal.
I'll give you the full
give me the
skinny.
breakdown.
So, I had to go to a prep school tournament on Sunday.
Okay.
And they had like 8 teams. We're involved with a few kids and really good talent. And so our game ended at, 7? On Saturday, right?
Yeah.
And so there wasn't,
about that.
I couldn't make a flight from Pullman to Seattle, so I had a red-eye from Seattle to Charlotte. So stay with me.
Okay.
So we had to charter basically a horse and buggy. It was one of those, it was a prop plane, 2-seater. Yeah, it was. So in there, like, we show up at the thing, and they go, "Well, sir, it's going to take a little longer. There's a headwind." Oh. And I said, so I'm rooting. It's not a trip I really want to make. I mean, but I'm like, got to do it.
Yeah.
We're not going to make the 10:25 red eye. I'm like, shoot. And then Mike Plank, my recruiting coordinator, said, "No problem. We got 11:20 that gets you into Raleigh."
Yeah.
And I'm like, but through New York.
Oh.
I'm like,
oh no.
All right.
Through LaGuardia?
JFK.
Through JFK, Kennedy, the big guy.
So the prop is hit my head twice on the ceiling, but I was buckled.
Oh.
I was like, and so I'm just going Mamba mentality for the coach. Mamba mentality. I'm just grinding. I'm going to do it. Scoring 49 points was a good incentive too.
Yeah.
Better find some guys who can score.
Yeah.
So I get there, make the flight to New York, find out. I got
This is overnight now. You're
red eye.
Yeah.
And maintenance issues getting to Raleigh. 3 hours in the airport.
Yeah.
One game I have to be there at 3 o'clock. I get there at 2:45, and I only get to see 2 games.
Yeah.
Then I wake up, So I had a short catch in the Super Bowl. That was a
Nice.
glorious
That's
moment.
the key. Key point.
Had a 5 a.m. wake-up call, which is 2 a.m. West Coast time.
Yeah.
Long short miss of connection. 4 hours in Denver with a snowstorm coming, thinking I'm going to be stuck in Denver. I'm thinking about trying to get to San Francisco and then up to Spokane just to make it. I'm like, I got it.
How do I get home?
The only break I got to Spokane last night, so I got in bed at like 10:34, so it was like a 20 hours and 34
Glad you made it. Wow.
It was a 20-hour day, but
Wow.
I'm sure every coach at Washington State has several stories like that. It can happen. Every time that happens to us, we put in our group chat, we just say, "Go Cougs."
Love that. But what you in Denver?
It's not bad.
No. Denver's fine. But
It's like a mall.
But somebody recognized you, didn't they?
Oh no, that was in Dulles.
Oh, that was in D.C.
No, this is a true story too. So I have like 3 hours of burn. I have the 2 a.m. wake up call on my body clock. So I've got my hooded Washington State jacket. So I just kind of put my backpack and I'm just kind of catching a wink or two. Mm-hmm. And so I'm out. Look like a bum, but what are you gonna do? Got to get some sleep.
In the Cougar gear, you looked.
In the Cougar gear, I was couged out.
You looked great.
I was couged out, thinking Washington D.C. probably no one's gonna recognize me. Get a tap on the shoulder, and the lady goes, "Go Cougs!"
I love it. I love it.
I said, "Go Cougs!" She's a graduate.
I love it.
She was a cheerleader, in fact.
I love it.
So
I love it.
It was great. She was pretty pumped. She lives in D.C. now.
Fantastic.
I can't remember her name. I feel bad, but they're everywhere. And I said that's kind of embarrassing. You caught the head coach laid out on 3 chairs in the Dulles terminal. But
that's awesome.
Yeah.
You'll appreciate this one. If we're gonna go, I'll share. I'll go war story as well.
You've never done the charter prop plane.
No. That's a win. That's a Trump. That's a
that
win
was
right
that
there.
was
That's a
that
win.
was.
Yeah.
I was like,
that's
going
really
for
good.
It.
That's
I'm
really
going
good
for it.
We talked about this a little bit. If you heard the show for the Alamo Bowl,
Yeah.
Bunch of snowstorms, lightning storms a couple of years ago, got dropped off in West Texas.
It's a great place.
Middle of the night by Alaska Airlines at a closed airport without an Alaska Airlines gate.
Oh my gosh.
So they
Where was this? Just West Texas in general?
Abilene? Is
That'd
that
be more Panhandle just to get you.
See, I don't really know. I don't really. However, everybody on there were a bunch of Cougs.
Yeah.
So I needed to talk to Coach.
Yeah.
I had to get there. They were gonna bus us to Austin.
Oh my gosh.
And I wasn't gonna make it. So I slept in the airport for about an hour. And I recognized somebody that we work with in town, and then a couple other people just had Coug gear on. I said, "Hey guys, I'm gonna rent a car. Do you want to drive with me through? You don't know me, we don't know each other, but we all are Cougs.
Yeah.
Do you want to drive through Texas to get to San Antonio through the night to not have to do the bus thing?" And they go, absolutely, absolutely.
So you got 2 buddies.
So
lifetime.
So we did a whole deal.
Rotated out.
Yeah, I took it the whole way. I did coffee. I did the coffee deal and went.
What was
and,
it? 5?
It's 5 or 6. Yes. Through the sun came up, and the thing about the West Texas,
pretty flat.
Well, it was oil fields, but they had the flames going on.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm driving through. I'm like, where am I? I feel like I'm in Saudi Arabia. I think that's what it looks like. So
yes, it's like that. What's that movie? There Will Be Blood.
That it was like I was like, where? I don't know. I've never been here. This is cool.
West Texas. I've been out. A lot different than Houston.
Yeah,
Houston's
super
more
different. Yeah.
Gulf, humid, and West Texas. But going like to Odessa and Midland to recruit, I've been there.
And that's where Exit's from.
Was he Odessa or Midland?
Odessa.
Yeah.
Odessa. Well, he went to Odessa JUCO.
Yeah.
And then he grew, he went to Cami Etheridge's high school.
I
love that story. Isn't that a great trivia nugget? That's a great trivia nugget. There are 2 jerseys. This is a great Coug nugget.
That's great.
There are 2 jerseys on the wall of Craig Elo's high school.
Is it Coronado High? Where'd he go?
There's in Lubbock, and I think it might be
Coronado's always been good.
There's only 2 jerseys that have been retired.
That's awesome.
Craig Elo and Cami Etheridge.
That's big
and
time.
they're both in Pullman right now in Coronado High School. Isn't that awesome?
I'll be honest, like the schools that I really follow closely, and like last year's Final Four, you got Texas Tech, Land Grant School, Kansas State, Mississippi State. Virginia Tech. Basically, Kirk Schultz is working all of them.
You follow Kirk.
They're all very similar college towns.
Yeah.
hard to get to.
Manhattan.
No. Starkville.
Yeah, Starkville, for sure.
They're all very similar.
Absolutely.
Pullman. We wear it with pride.
Absolutely. Love it. Oh, it's Monterey. Monterey High School.
Okay, Monterey. Yeah.
Monterey High
players.
School.
Yeah,
Yep.
That sounds right.
All right, let's do. Should we do Twitter questions?
Whatever you got. Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's do. All right, Jennifer Delzer, great Coug, frequent contributor, loves the podcast. We'll do the whole podcast deal too.
Right.
Jennifer,
you say this, but I never get the invite.
It doesn't exist right now.
We're in transition.
Yeah, right.
Is this Rolo's deal or?
Well, I
just feel like I'm second fiddle. On
No.
this thing, right?
Well, all right, let's do the whole deal then. So the pod started. It's with Alex Brink,
Yeah.
Jedediah Collins.
Yeah.
And then it was with Super Dave Emmerich, who has departed to Starkville.
Gotcha.
And it was the four of us, and so now
Does Super Dave have any relation to Super Dave Osborne?
No, not to my knowledge.
All right.
Not to
Who
my
passed
knowledge.
away? Also, a.k.a. Marty Funkhauser?
Yes, yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, Curb Your Enthusiasm, which, by the way, if anybody watches Curb, the Cougs were on the last episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. They're sitting down to watch a game, and I'm watching with my wife, and I go, and I almost leapt out of my seat. Like, wait a minute.
Were you on the call? Did you get your?
No. It was whoever was doing the telecast in 2012. So
okay.
Whoever that would have been, and it's Dexter Kernick Drew hitting a jumper, and I ejected off the couch.
Great.
Like, that is Beasley Coliseum. That's Larry David, and that's JB Smoove, and that's Beasley. What was going? It was awesome.
That's great.
Super.
How
fun.
do we end up in Curb? But anyway, what were we
from Funkhauser? From Funkhauser, yeah. So
Twitter questions.
Twitter questions, right? So Jennifer Dell's podcast, right?
I think everyone cashed
out.
out.
Hard left. Yeah,
that's all right.
Right. Okay. So do you have any specific? Did you have any specific named rivalries, such as the Apple Cup, at your previous coaching stops? Were there any trophies that USF or Columbia or San Diego or St. Mary's?
San Diego, definitely not.
Okay.
Air Force there was. I couldn't military
Air
or
Force.
something.
Oh, right.
But I was there 11 months. So
very good. That's pretty. Yeah.
What do they call that in football? The
Air Force. I don't know.
Military. I don't. It's
if they play Navy.
We play
or something.
Navy and Army, and
I don't
know. Anyway, that might be just football, to be honest.
Yeah.
Columbia doesn't have a natural rivalry. They didn't call it. Columbia. Cornell was kind of both in New York, and then St. Mary's kind of. There was no tie, but there's definitely a deep rivalry between and USF, St. Mary's, USF, and Santa Clara.
Okay.
It's a little bit the Bay Area's version of the Big Five in Philly. So it's there's a long history of those Catholic schools, and but we did. I don't remember any name. I hope there isn't.
And there isn't really, the Apple Cup trophy is football. It's really a football thing. To my knowledge in hoops, and I'm thinking the Big Five. I don't know if they have a.
I don't. Honestly, I didn't know they did it for the basketball. But I was familiar with the football. But I definitely was in my presser today. I definitely I made sure to know that Mike Hopkins. He claims he's a Washington. Blah 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 from Washington.
Right.
His family's from Wenatchee.
Is that right?
Yeah, a couple generations. He's really fudging it. But if you're from Wenatchee, that makes you a Coug.
Yeah,
there's a 95% chance you're a Coug.
It's true.
So I just put it out there. Let the Huskies know that they got a Coug coaching their program.
I love it.
I told them I was going to blast them on that one when this game came
Have you guys crossed paths before?
I've known them for forever. Yeah. I don't know if I told you this. When we got the job offer and, sitting down with my wife, and that night he was like, Pat wanted to answer yesterday when he offered me a job. And I was like, because he asked me, he said, what would the one thing that would hold me back? I said, my wife, and then the natural thing, big life decision. You're up, literally didn't sleep that night, went through all the things up and down. And, we hadn't quite, I was pretty sure that obviously she's from here, but she was, just big change. 6:30 in the morning, my phone rings, and it was Mike Hopkins.
Yep.
And he goes, awesome. Great news. Glad to have you in the Pac-12. And I was like, I'm in.
I love it.
I was in.
I love it.
He's a really gracious guy. He's a really upbeat guy. He's sincere and everything. He's good for the game of basketball. He's worked with the Olympians and that stuff. And we knew each other when he's at we going back to played at Modern Day as a West Coast guy, and then was kind of always knew not really well, but always kind of knew each other through the business. And then when I got to Columbia, he's like, "What are you doing here?" He's at Syracuse for so long, and but he's just he was big. He's like, "Hey, that's great for the league. Would love to have you." But and so it's been great.
That's awesome,
good dude.
That's awesome.
Despite who he works for,
right? In spite of that,
yeah,
right, for sure.
Look, I might get him. Got some Coug blood in him. I might have room for him on staff someday.
There you go.
He might be able
Love
to help
it.
us. Yeah,
love it. Tim Watts wants to know, who was your favorite basketball player growing up?
Well, there's one that's the GOAT that I've been defending every player forever, and that's Jordan. So, I mean, there's not many guys
MJ.
I would stop whatever I was doing to go watch that guy because he's just a relentless competitor and just his will to win. And then growing up was Akeem. I grew up in Houston. I loved Akeem and doing that, but don't tell people in Houston. But I was just MJ's my dude, man.
I won't tell them unless we send this to them and they're
no.
Terry Gannon on Twitter. Terry also says
Terry Gannon.
I don't think it's the Terry Gannon. I think it's a different Terry. Could be the Terry Gannon. That'd be cool.
He broke my heart. He was on that NC State team.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe it is. Maybe
it could be.
I don't know. We also want the scorecards back. I doubt it because this is a Beasley.
Okay.
This is a Beasley. We also want the scorecards back. On the other side was great stats. We missed out. I don't know that. I'm not familiar with the scorecards because I never saw the scorecards, but that's a thing apparently. So there you go.
It's a thing.
Yeah. All right.
Scorecards? I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
I rarely get the stat sheet on time.
I have noticed you looking at the stat sheet like pretty deep. Like play has kind of started a little bit. You're checking a couple final box nuggets.
Who knows? Most of the time, I'm just trying to look like I'm keeping busy.
Spare me.
True story. But that's all right. Go ahead.
Hey, post-game party never stops at Northern Quest with 24/7 gaming, over a dozen restaurants and lounges, luxury rooms, and more. Details at northernquest.com, particularly apropos because tomorrow night is the first night with Cougar football after signing day. In fact,
signing day this week?
For football, it's tomorrow. We'll have a live show in the Hall of Fame floor of the football building with Brinker. Brink's flying in. We'll get him in here. We'll do a live show. We'll talk to 4 new Cougar assistants. We'll be on from 11 to noon tomorrow in the football building.
Awesome.
And I'm excited about that. It'll be fun. Talk about some new football recruits. And
then we flipped one.
I think we flipped a few.
Nice.
Allegedly. That's not official.
Yeah, it was
allegedly.
This rumor, gossip.
Yeah, right. You tune in tomorrow. 11
I didn't name names.
Right. That's
I
right.
don't think we get in trouble for that.
That's right. All right,
I just heard.
Right. Through the grapevine.
Yeah.
We're talking hoops here. We're talking all kinds of things. We'll do trivia coming up in a second here live at Zeppo's here with Kyle Smith.
All right.
Chaz, that's M_CHAZ. Now, back to Zeppo's.
You bet that'll work. We are live here at Zeppo's talking all kinds of things here with Coach Smith. It's time now for trivia. And I believe Jake back in the studio has all of our sounds queued up. I want to confirm it. Jake, do you have the correct answer sound there? What does that sound like? Okay? And then what are we doing for an incorrect answer here? In this, okay, perfect.
Good.
All right, perfect. So we're ready to roll, and I'm sure he's got the other note. All right, here we go. Let's get right to questions. If anybody has the answers, just shout them out. If you, Coach, if you know it, just
I know the deal. I know the
hop on
drill.
in. Okay,
I'll hop in.
Which Cougs? And this is a tricky question. Which Cougs have relatives who played Division I basketball?
I know this.
Which Cougs have relatives who played Division? I heard. I had Noah Williams. Incorrect. Division I basketball.
Oh, tricky. You got tricky.
Division I basketball.
You got tricky.
Division I. Dennis Rodman did not play Division I basketball, which is a fun little trivia nugget. He played at a really small school in Texas.
Wait, there's probably others that played Division I.
There are. And there's also another kind of tricky one, and it's directly related to your coaching heritage.
Oh, goodness. Let me think of who our players are here. I don't know. Well, you just enlighten me.
Ryan Rapp's father.
He's Division III player.
Played for San Diego as a when it was D3.
Yeah,
but
San Diego. It's on its way to D1.
But it's on its way to D1. So that's kind of a little gray area. Of course.
Then that's actually. Hate to break it to you. I was at University of San Diego.
Oh, excuse. Sorry, I got confused. I did. Yes, that's right. Very different. No, very different. Not the Toreros.
Fact check.
I'm wrong.
Fact check.
I am wrong.
Anyway, go ahead. Who else you got?
And I'll blame Sam, the trainer, a little bit for that.
There you go.
A little bit.
Sam,
I'm calling him out.
He's been at Utah State. He has no idea what's going on down in Diego.
Jeff Pollard's father, Neil, played at San Diego State.
I did know that.
Yep. And, of course, his uncle, Scott, played for Kansas.
Yep. And it's at Torrey Pines at one point, high school. And they went to Kamiakin, I think.
There you go.
Over in the west. Down in, where's that, like Tri-Cities? Anyway, I think so. I don't know. Anyway.
And we had Noah and CJ. And Bill played for
Garfield and
played for Cal.
Yeah.
So those are the three, kind of with two others. So
Bova's dad was a pro.
Yeah, right. There's a lot of there is a lot of basketball heritage, but so it's kind of a tricky question.
That was tricky.
All right. Second question. Who leads the pack? Who is the number one? Who's number one in the pack in field goals attempted this year?
It's one of two guys.
Who's number one in the pack in field goals attempted? It is not Isaac Bonton. Isaac Bonton is not number one in the pack. Who is number one in the pack?
Guessing Ellaby.
It is C.J. Ellaby. Correct. That is correct. Yes.
There's one of two.
Yes. Bonton is actually fourth right now. Bonton is fourth. C.J.
It's pretty good. We had 26 of them the first against USC.
He had a big jump start. Yeah. Okay. Third question. How many times was George Raveling the Pack Coach of the Year? How many times?
Let the crowd.
Yeah, that's good. We got a correct answer. We got two. It is two.
They're very knowledgeable. They know all their George. They know. Their George facts are strong around here. Once
in the Pac-8, once in the Pac-10, 1976, and then 1983 with the Craig Elo, Guy Williams.
Yep.
What is this? You'll appreciate this from the Columbia heritage. What is the longest basketball rivalry in the nation that's not the Ivy League? Not Ivy League, because the Ivy Leagues go way back. Correct. We have a correct answer in the front here. Cougs versus Vandals. The longest rivalry in the nation, not in the Ivy League, started in 1906.
I got in trouble at my presser today. Because they asked me, you've been in other rivalry games this year. How does this one coming up compare? And I said, what are you talking about?
Oh, no.
I don't know if there's any Vandals in the house, but we've got to get out of that. That's not a rivalry. They might beat us, so there's nothing to gain. It's just not. I'm putting my foot down. Not a rivalry. Not a rivalry.
I think they used to make them walk. It might be a football.
I said before he played, I said, I don't know what we're playing for, but I said it's battle for supremacy at Zeppos. I did say that, so we own it.
I love it. There you go. Thanks, Jake. Okay. All right. Fifth question. We've got 6 questions. Here's the fifth. What is how many points, how many rebounds is Aaron Baines averaging this year for the Phoenix Suns? Points, rebounds, Aaron Baines this year for Phoenix. in the NBA.
I'd be just guessing. But
Yeah,
I know it's good. He's having a career year.
He's having a really good year.
Yep.
Aaron Baines having a really good year. Wanted to highlight that. Wanted to talk a little bit of Aaron Baines.
It's a great story. I got the origin story of Aaron
Fantastic,
Baines, too.
fantastic. Any, take a stab
I'd
at
say
anybody?
14-9.
14-9, 15-7. So he's at 11-6. 11-6. I think he just got a little bit banged up, and he
was. I think early on he was a little higher, but it's
super
good.
hot. Yeah, but
banging threes.
Yeah, he can shoot it. Yeah,
I got notes that I looked at. I went down to the Institute of Sport when we recruited Patty Mills.
Yeah,
I think Patty's 1 year older.
And that's the big Australian powerhouse.
Yeah, that. Well, it's like the basically Olympic training facility. Okay. So they pull out their best talents. And they train them like they're future Olympians, which they both were. Mm-hmm. But Baines was new to basketball, and the guy coaching him there was like, "Hey, this guy's pretty good."
And you saw him.
I saw him. He didn't have many offers either, and we had at the time at St. Mary's we had 2 7-footers, and I was on strict orders, no more 7-footers, no whatever. And I come back, I say, "Randy, this guy's he just has a motor, man. He's an athlete."
Yeah.
And I put in my notes, I said, "Low major skill, high major athlete?" Question mark. And he's unbelievable growth mindset, like makes threes now, and he was not very skillful. And I'm sure you guys, even people here, like saw how much he grew. Now the fact that he's banging threes, he's a really good defender, like out on the floor, perimeter defender. Like he can switch ball screens. It's unbelievable. He plays so hard. But to see where he was, and the only offer he had at the time was St. Bonaventure.
Is that right?
And he almost slipped through.
Only in New York.
Yes, and
I
said
nowhere. But if Pullman's hard to get to, really hard to get to.
It's another sister program.
Yeah.
Only in New York.
Only in
very similar climate to Pullman and tricky to get to.
Yeah, big time. And quite honest, I've never been there. I just know it's even.
Neither have I. Neither have I. And I lived in upstate Central New York for days.
I was there for 4 years. I was like, oh man, who goes there? It's in the middle of the map.
It is a tough. What are you going to Buffalo?
Rochester. I was going to Rochester. I've been.
No, where do you fly into to get to Olean?
Gotta be Buffalo.
I think it's 2 hours from Buffalo.
Gotta be Buffalo.
2 hours from Buffalo.
There's nothing. There's nothing there. Yeah.
Buffalo's no Spokane. Let me tell you.
No. Yeah. With all all love to Buffalo, I guess. Whatever.
I love my Buffalo people.
Yeah, sure.
They're unique.
This is a fun one. All right, last question. Super fun. What was the first event in Beasley Coliseum?
Rodeo.
No.
For sure. No?
No rodeo. No rodeo.
Oh.
No rodeo. It's more applicable.
Monster trucks.
No, it's not. No, not monster truck. Not monster truck.
Huh. I'm stumped.
All right. 1973, Sonics Blazers preseason.
Oh, wow.
Bill Russell's first win as Sonics coach.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Bill Russell, of course,
USF.
San Francisco Don. Yeah. It all comes full circle. It all comes full circle.
It does. It's impressive.
Yeah. I don't know how to score that trivia for you, but
I can't believe
it
didn't
go great.
I can't believe it wasn't the rodeo.
It's not rodeo. No, not rodeo.
I'm disappointed to hear that.
No, there's great rodeo down in Lewiston. Yeah. I'll see you there. I'll see you there.
It made sense.
Perfect. All right, we'll take a break. Come back. We're live here at Zeppo's talking with Coach Smith.
Spokane Welcome back to the show. Time now to look ahead at this week's game with the Coors Light Opponent Preview. Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
It is that time of the show where we talk a little bit about the opponent coming up on Sunday. Great to be back here live at Zeppo's with Coach Smith. It's the Huskies on Sunday. They've lost 5 straight. Yeah, there's booze raining down here at Zeppo's. Kind of struck me. I wasn't used to hearing the booze here at Zeppo. Very friendly home crowd.
Yeah. I'm still in that grace period.
Yeah.
still honeymooning.
Have you ever been booed?
I don't remember. I get out of there before the booze starts, man. I don't stick around long enough.
Yeah, smart. Huskies come in. They are last in the pack, which is a surprise. They're that's cheers. There you go. If they're 12-11 overall, they're 2-8 in the pack. Quade Green was their point guard.
Yep.
He's out academically ineligible, and it's definitely changed things for them. They're huge though. They've got Isaiah Stewart inside, and Hamir Wright, and Jaden McDaniel. They're just long and they're big, aren't they?
They're very big. They're obviously. I think the green is a huge piece. Really. When you talk about the straw that stirs a drink, but they've adjusted, they changed a little bit the way they're playing. They've had a lot of close games that they could have won at Utah. I think they had that thing won. Arizona, they're in great position to win that thing. So the league top to bottom is pretty good. They're proof of that, and I mean they really do have. They have 2 projected first-round picks, so that's usually a tournament caliber team. So it'll be a tough game. For sure. Yeah,
they lost in overtime. This has been their stretch in this 5. They lost to Oregon by 3 in overtime.
Yeah.
They lost in Utah by 1, and they lost to Arizona by 3. They had leads,
late.
I think, in all of those games.
Late against Arizona, they're up 9 in good shape, and I don't know that kind of. Unfortunately, I think Arizona kind of got a little confidence off that win and played pretty well against us. I hope.
Yeah,
I think they did. They seemed like they played really well against us.
Arizona has a couple of statistics. Jamal Baker off the bench.
Yeah.
I need to go check now to see what the numbers are. Coming into the game, he had like 79 straight minutes of turnover-free basketball. He had like 13 assists and no turnovers over the last 5-6 games. Nico Mannion is a McDonald's All-American point guard. You had alluded to them being very hard to turn over. They really get into their stuff. I mean, Arizona.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Yeah,
they did a good job. They're and like people are like, where does this Baker come from? Well, he was at Kentucky.
Yeah,
he's pretty good.
Yeah,
he's pretty good. So no, they're good. They're a good group.
Yeah, good team.
Yep.
I want to sit for a moment on Isaiah Stewart, Jaden McDaniels, Hamir Wright. Are they bigger? They're as big as USC. They're as big as any team in the league, right? I mean, this is
a little bigger.
They're a little bigger than Arizona, and
they're all pretty big.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about I'm glad I thought Vova had a good week. And,
Najee didn't do much. Zeke Najee didn't do much against Vova.
He was obviously keyed on him pretty well, and that's why Stone Gettings kind of was we had to help somewhere, and he made us pay the price, kind of beat the scout. But we did do a good job, and just digging deep in the analytics and the data is that we defend well when Vova's in there. We keep people off the glass, so that's been steadily coming, and we need, as I said, we can't. There's some big dudes out there, and Jeff can't. I'd love to play Jeff 40 minutes, but he just physically, he's just fighting those guys so hard and still doing a great job. So it's good to see Vova make a little step forward.
Great, true freshman. Yeah, 7'2". Yeah,
he's big.
Yeah, he's huge. Is he the big? He might. Sam Timmons. He and Sam Timmons will go back and forth for biggest guys in the pack.
No, I think he's taller, way taller than Timmons.
Is that right? Yeah,
Timmons is big though.
He's a little long too.
Yeah, Timmons is built a little more like Baines.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah. All right, we'll take.
Anyway.
We're up against it. I'm
let's go.
I'm gonna blame my producer for a break.
Yep,
Zach Smith, he's in my ear. I got to take a break. We'll take a break. Come back. We're live here at Zeppo's.
2 more. Good ramble.
Learfield IMG College.
Catch, drop, step, hammer time.
With Coach Smith, here's Matt Chazanow.
Back here live at Zeppo's talking basketball with Coach Smith. We need to do a quick segment here, and then we'll do a final, put a bow on it in just a moment. Gervais Robinson played fantastic defense against Remy Martin. We have not talked about the Arizona State game, the game winner with C.J. Ellaby. That was a special moment there at the back end of that ball game with C.J.
It was good. We found a way to lose the lead there, but and those things happen. It was a good opportunity for us to grow from that. And C.J., we called his number twice, and he delivered. Awesome feeling, and it didn't go unnoticed in the locker room that Gervais. I gave him MVP runner-up for that game. He did a great job in Remy, and he did a great job on Nico Mannion for really didn't shoot the ball well, but for the first half, it was 23-19. We couldn't score, but he blocked a shot and bothered him. He's doing a really good job, and goes kind of unheralded what his job is. He has to take the toughest perimeter guy every night, and he's done a really good job.
Love it. Gervais Robinson, really long, really athletic player. We'll take a break, come back. Final segment coming up next. Cougs taking on the Huskies on Sunday. We are live here at Zeppo's.
We got to take breaks early.
Here's Matt Chazanow.
Back here live at Zeppo's. It is the final segment of the show. It's the Cougs against the Huskies on Sunday. 3 p.m. tip, 2:30 airtime. George Raveling, Coach Raveling will be honored. Ticket sales are good. I'm as expected. There's going to be a really good crowd in Beasley. There have been good weekend crowds, which is fantastic. It's really great, and I'm excited. I think Sunday's going to be a lot of fun. But the team did need a little bit of time off. The one game this week really does help, doesn't it?
It should help.
I mean, Marvin hurt, and Jeff's been banged up, and Tony Miller, and all these guys. You kind of needed some time.
Absolutely, and CJ's been under the weather, still not feeling great.
Yeah, he had the flu. Did he score 27 and 12 against ASU with the flu?
I don't know if it was a flu or he had something going on. It's still bothering him, still lingering. So hopefully we'll get him healthy But it's good. Tony's closer, and Marvin's running around, and it's just we could actually do some of our drills. I mean, we've been short. We haven't been able to go up and down that much because we're just like a little short-handed. So hopefully a week to improve. I'm trying not to run zone offense all week. We do have some games, but it's hard not to when you're probably going to see 40 minutes of it.
Is it like prepping? Like, is it like what the
Wishbone?
I was going to say it's like the Cougs in the Cheez-It Bowl, like for the Air Force, like 2-3 zones.
Yeah, a little bit. Like it's just their size too, and you see some of these zones. Actually, we play similar zone, but it doesn't look the same with them
because it's just a different length and.
When we have Ryan and Noah in at the top of the zone, they look the part.
Yeah.
They're long and rangy. But once you put even Isaac, who's pretty good size, that's too small for light. They just take up so much space at the top of the zone.
Tell me if I'm wrong here. The other thing I noticed about, I was watching the last Husky game against, I think I was watching Arizona. They were out here half court. It was almost like a circle. The middle was.
They extend. It's almost really a 4-1 zone, which like their forwards play so high up above the foul line extended, so that pushes your guards up and it makes it. And they're so long, and then you got Stewart sitting in the backside. So and then they're going to trap the corners. There's just a lot of things. They cover a lot of space and put you in some funky spots that you're not used to playing.
Right.
So yeah, and they can get aggressive. They can trap out of it and do some things. So, that's their shtick.
Yeah, it was Arizona State. That's who I was watching. The goal is to kind of get the ball to the foul line. But then Stewart was right there, so it creates
he's like,
this issue.
come on. He's like, let's go.
Yeah, he likes it.
And then they run from behind and try to slap it. You just don't practice against anything like it, really, with that. Not rarely, but just so much length. McDaniel's 6'10", small forward.
Right.
Right, 6'10", power forward, whatever, and 6'11". They're big.
Nas Carter is their 6'6", second leading scorer, really long.
Then they throw out Bay at the point. Sometimes he's 6'5", so it's like it's really big.
Tyler's brother.
Is it? I didn't know that was.
Yeah. So Tyler's brother.
I should have known that, I guess.
And Jamal. He's shorter.
Yeah.
He's 6'.
Jamal's from Vegas. Tyler played in L.A. Whatever.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
I forget the deal, but
pretty good.
Yeah, good player, different kind of player than. But big game, and then you go back on the road, and then not that I don't want to get. We'll have a coach show about it, but you had these 2 weeks here at home, and then we'll talk again. But then you go to L.A. and you're back into the two games a week until you get once again. It's kind of a funny scheduling quirk.
Long week.
You get another Husky game coming up in Seattle.
Yep.
And that's the one game there. Hey, thanks so much to everybody who showed up. It is great to see everybody. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Jared Prengruber. Thank you very much. Jared Prengruber, Jerry Kylo, Jake Eisenberg back in the studio. 11 a.m. airtime tomorrow. Yours truly and Brinker from the Cougar Football Complex talk with Coach Rolovich's new staff and new recruits. And I'm really excited to we'll do some football for signing day. Second signing day tomorrow as the Cougs take on the Huskies on Sunday. Go Cougs. Thanks, Coach. All right, buddy.